everybody, Lee here with the pull list for March 11th, 2015, presented by Longbox Radio. Sorry it's a little late this week. Quite a few books picked up. I've read all of them, so I'm up to date on everything here. So we've got Batman Eternal number 49, one issue away from the big 50. I'm not sure how many of these there's supposed to be, but all the same, Alfred is able to escape his prison that Hush has put him in, thanks to the help of Penny 2 there. Yeah, everything's on the up and up for the Bat Squad, because things were looking bad there for a little while. So here we have Batman and Bane going head-to-head. Not quite rendered as it was in the book here, but all the same, good stuff. Walking Dead, number 138. So we have Lydia getting picked up by the crazy skin suit wearing people. Her and Carl have some sexual relations, and now, of course, Carl, who has spent a day with this girl, is willing to risk everything to stop her from going back with those evil people. Other than that, Maggie was poisoned last issue unsuccessfully. So we see some of the fallout from that, and now apparently Carl's just going to go off and rescue Lydia. So there you go. That's Walking Dead number 138. Spider-Man. Lots of Spider books this week. So we have Amazing Spider-Man Peril at Parker Industries. We have more or less the fallout from the Spider-Verse. Spider-Man as Peter Parker is still just not showing up to anything to do with his job. But they have the big pitch to Alchemax, which is Peter's whole idea of depowering villains that we've kind of seen pop up here and there in the Amazing Spider-Man book recently. Now it's kind of coming to fruition. And then we also get the side plot of Black Cat, who's looking to make some kind of criminal underworld, not unlike Catwoman in Batman Eternal. And they're going to stick Ghost on Spider-Man. So I like Ghost. I'll see what happens there. Yeah, so there you go. Going on to Miles Morales. This is the penultimate issue of Miles Morales Spider-Man. 12 is the last one, and it has everything to do with the Secret Wars and whatnot. So we have Miles and most of the people he loves and cares about being kidnapped by Hydra, who basically leave no choice but to cooperate, and then we learn the big man who's behind everything that's going on, and guess what? It's Stu. Going on to New Avengers, we have the story switches over from the insane issue 30 over to the Sorceress Supreme. Doctor Strange, he's kind of going about his own way of stopping the world from ending, and there's a cool magic showdown in this issue. I won't spoil much more past that. Again, just crazy, insane stuff. I've loved this New Avengers book, all 31 issues of it. That's 31, right? Yeah, okay, cool. Spider-Man 2099. So I read the 2 issues since this stopped being about Spider-Verse. Basically, Miguel O'Hara winds up back in 2099, but it's like an alternate Earth again. Everything's destroyed. So he's pretty pissed about that. He comes into contact with Maestro here, who's like an alternative future Hulk. Still Bruce Banner, but whatever it is. So anyways, there you go. It's an alternate future. Miguel O'Hara's trying to figure out why, Doctor Strange 2099 is in here, the Sorceress Supreme as she was. Something happens at the end of this book. They kind of allude to their plot and what's going on and why the future is alternative. All you know is that Alchemax, of course, is somehow involved. And Spider-Man 2099 ends up presumably back in 2015 because of a time platform that Dr. Doom made that the Maestro had in his vault. Whatever. Crazy stuff's happening in this book. I'm not entirely sure I like it, but we'll follow that one through. Spider-Gwen. So, I didn't read a lot of the Spider-Verse tie-ins. I didn't know if there was one that gave a lot of backstory to some of the new Spider-Men and women that were and animals that were introduced into that, but if not, then Spider-Gwen is really, really neat in that it kind of just starts the story in the middle of what would be maybe 100 issues of Spider-Gwen. Let me explain. So you read the first issue, and it's got a previously on kind of thing like most comic books have, and it's explaining plots and stuff that, as far as I know, have not been explained anywhere. You're learning all this backstory in real time as if it was a Spider-Man book, like Amazing Spider-Man 16, where it's like, yeah, you've been following, you know all these characters' names. This book does a really good job of being a new book, but not having to just give you all the exposition and let you kind of slow burn and learn what's going on in this alternate universe, of course. Some cool stuff in here. Kingpin and Daredevil are working together. Foggy Nelson's like working with the cops. Captain Stacy knows Gwen is Spider-Woman. Peter Parker is dead, presumably. I'm not sure it was ever revealed what happened to him. The Vulture's hanging out. Crazy stuff's happening in this book. Super colorful. It's from Latour and Rodriguez. I'm digging it. Once you saw Spider-Gwen kind of come on the scene in Spider-Verse, everybody kind of knew, we have to check out this book and what it's all about. There's a theme of graffiti in this book that's kind of odd in 2015 with current culture, but all the same, cool stuff. I'm a little perplexed by Spider-Gwen's blue slippers. I don't know what the significance of them are. It's a weird, just kind of clashes with the rest of her costume. Whatever. Anyway, Spider-Gwen's pretty cool. I didn't plan to pick it up past issue 1. But sight unseen, having not read the first issue yet, I grabbed the second, and now I'll probably grab it until it's done. I like alternate universe stuff. It always appeals to me for some reason. Anyways, that's it for the books this week. As I said, lots of Spider books. 4 of 5 of the Marvel things were Spider books. But everything has a free digital code. So you can find free digital codes for Amazing Spider-Man 16, Miles Morales 11, New Avengers 31, Spider-Man 2099 10, Spider-Gwen 2. All after the episode, there's 5 free digital codes for you, mostly involving Spider-Man and women. But enjoy it all the same. One last thing before we go. Target's closing down in Canada, as you may or may not have heard. But what's really cool about that is all the Target-exclusive Nerf guns are now available at most department stores. So I picked this up at Toys R Us. So if you like Nerf guns, like I do, these are super cool. This is, I believe, called the... which one is this? It's from the Zombie Strike series. It's the Hammer Shot. What's really cool about it is it actually has a hammer action on the Nerf guns. There's no more pulling things and stuff like that. You basically cocking it back like a real revolver. So that's super cool. Check those out. Happy reading. We'll see you again next week.